at Bungie, we started splicing. Season of the Splicer went live this week. Killer robots channeled their inner Mr. Burns and blotted out the sun over the last city. Now, Guardians are strapping on power gloves and teaming up with Tech Master Elixni to fight in the shade. It's a tale as old as time. We had some honeydew errors early on, but our team of experts buckled down to commune with our servers and fix the issues so you could get back to playing. Our deepest apologies to anyone who had their gameplay delayed. Check out the player support report below for the latest on any ongoing issues we are tracking. I'm really surprised I got that out without stumbling. The player support report. Sounds funny. Despite some hiccups, the season is in full swing now. Here is a quick look at everything the new season pass has to offer. Power Glove. What is this, Nintendo? I was thinking that I'm like, what is the Power Glove? Does anyone know what the Power Glove is? It's kind of a, what is the Power Glove? I don't know. We have, I don't know. Hack and Slash this season has ushered in new additions to your arsenal from seasonal rewards, post-game Gambit, Crucible, Vanguard drops, and more. Bungie gave us a sneak peek at these last week, so go check them out if you want a look at what awaits you in the game. So far, the feedback on the weapons is great. Like, what I've heard from people in my circles is everyone's loving them. The auto rifle is so smooth. Oh my gosh. And I've never played with any of the future War Cult weapons until they started releasing them this year. So that's all new to me. So I'm going to start looking for god rolls for those. And then I'm still working at, guys, I strongly recommend going for world drops. Like, Cartesian Coordinate is a world drop not associated with the new stuff here that they released. It came out last season. Was it re-released last season or the season before? I just started using it this season. I finally got what looked to be a god roll, and oh my gosh. It's amazing. I shared it in the Destiny channel in my Discord, and I'll probably do a video on it because it's actually really good. I'm very pleased with it. They added a series of returning future War Cult, I think that's what I said earlier, weapons loaded up with the new rolls, as well as some class-specific swords to slice and dice and splice your way to victory. All of these weapons are available for free to all players and drop from multiple world loot pool sources. Now, if you look, we have all three class swords on there that originally came out with Red War. So we have the Titan, the Hunter, and the Warlock swords at the bottom there, respectively. And I was watching, I think it was an Astrocross video about it. He may have been the one who said that these are the swords that came out in Season 1, not the Menagerie swords. I don't know what he meant by that. Maybe he meant like they look like those swords, not that... I mean, these don't look like the Menagerie swords because the Menagerie ones were like gold and beautiful. Big Gun, thank you for the raid, dude. Super appreciate it. But yeah, this is what they look like. And I'm glad. I love how the Warlock Sword looks. Now, the Warlock Sword, the change they made is they put it on a different frame. So it's going to feel different. I still have not gotten a new drop, so I haven't tested it out. But it's the same frame as Fallen Guillotine. However, I don't know why they did this. They removed Whirlwind from it. Now, it turns out my Menagerie Sword is a god roll. Yes, it's Sunset. But you guys, if you check out my stream, you'll see that I'm always playing with Sunset weapons when I'm doing bounties, and most of the stuff that you play in PvE is not it's not light level enabled, meaning you don't have to be 1300. The other day we went into Crucible wearing Halloween masks. We did Traveler masks, then we all switched to Aldrin, and then we all switched to like the Bubbling Pot, and you know, those are level 0 masks, so we were all 1100 going to Crucible, and it doesn't matter because most game modes light level doesn't matter. So have fun with the old guns. Don't delete stuff unless you know for sure you don't want it. I got rid of my static roll Cartesian Coordinate because, yes, you can get rid of static rolls because you can pull those out of collections. But it was Masterwork, so I was going to hold on to it until I found the roll that I wanted. Even though I never shot it, it was just, it dropped Masterwork, and I was like, let's keep it. But now that I have this god roll, oh my gosh. Seriously, great fusion rifle. And it actually helped me to figure out what role I wanted on my Hollow Words, because I've not liked Hollow Words. And so I had a decent roll in my vault, and I took it out of my Titan today, and it's actually really good. So this is the season of fusion rifles, if you're interested. And I didn't realize like how versatile you could play with fusion rifles. Like I started treating it more like a shotgun, and that's when it got really fun. So Iron sharpens iron next week. The Iron Banner of Season of the Splicer goes live. Lord Saladin will be back at the tower with bounties and a slew of pinnacle rewards. Find him up on the top level and make sure you grab the quest he is offering as well. We re-enabled the heavy weapon step, and based on player feedback, we have made it much easier to complete. It only requires 3 machine gun kills now to finish. Is this a problem? Like, do we have a hard time with machine guns? The Dirty Details Iron Banner starts May 18th, so on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, so it's 1 p.m. Eastern, which is reset, and it will end on May 25th, the following Tuesday at reset. 2 new weapons were shown off, as well as 2 year 1 weapons that are getting random rolls for the first time in a previous TWAB. So here's another look at these weapons right here. So we haven't had the machine gun since I started playing Iron Banner. Got the hand cannon. What is this down here? Oh, that's a shotgun, right. The shotgun they did showcase in the last TWAB. So we took a look at that. Cuteness. Ikora and Mithrax have big roles this season, but the baby Elixni have stolen the show. We've watched as the community has exploded over how cute these little creatures are. If you want one of your own, sign up for email updates to know when the plushie babies become available at the Bungie store. The link to this week's TWAB with that link in it will be in the details below the YouTube video, in the description below. Also, I think some people are making these and putting them on Etsy. So our community has talked about finding them. It's just kind of weird, guys. Let's be real. It's kind of weird. Y'all are like, oh, they're so cute. So the full report, it looks like we had a hotfix. We did have a hotfix drop today. Sadness. We managed to enjoy the little exploit last night where you could get console players in with PC players. And the trick was to have one person who had access to both platforms. So we had a PS4 person who had to log on their PS4 account to connect with other PS4 players. But what they did is they first logged on through Steam and loaded the game up just to the title screen, and then they actually fully logged in and chose a character on the PS4. And what that did is it allowed me on PC to see them in my player list. The other PS4 people joined on that person, and I also joined on that person, and we got a group together with people of both console and PC. And unfortunately, we wanted to do that again tonight. Bungie gave us their blessing. They're like, have fun with it, but there will be a patch later this week to patch that out. Guys, that patch was dropped today. And it's really disappointing. I wish that was one thing they would have just left alone and let us enjoy it, because we have people in this community that have been dying to play with each other for years now, and we finally got to do it last night. So we're looking forward to having actual crossplay open to the public next season, and it'd be nice if they opened beta up to most of us. Like, you know, it wouldn't be the first time a company did that. So Hotfix 3.2.0.0, since Season of the Splicer launched, some players have been unable to access Destiny and experience a crash when attempting to log in. They issued a fix for this early today in Hotfix 3.2.0.0. This patch also addressed an issue that was allowing some players to access crossplay early. Everybody could access it if they had the means. Armor synthesis, with players now able to turn their armor into universal ornaments. Bungie would like to clarify how and why some armor does not appear unlocked in the armor customization area. Armor won't show up if a player is wearing that armor. Some armor sets were purposely combined into one set to reduce players accidentally overspending their tokens for duplicate armor. I'm guessing the Exodus Down, is that what it's called? Set from Nessus, that was probably one, because that was re-released during Menagerie, so you could get random rolls. I think you can get random rolls on all of them now. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to re-release it and let you go after that set. Um, Examples include Gambit Prime armors. Anyone who unlocked a Gambit Prime armor set has access to the illicit, the basic Gambit Prime armor synthesis universal ornaments. Leviathan Prestige class items. The Prestige class items from the Leviathan raid uses the same arrangement as the base version. This is true, they're exactly the same. But uses a different dye to distinguish the two. So we reduce these two items into one item for armor synthesis. Red War Parade armors, the legendary sets, share appearances with the armor from the Red War introductory mission. Green and blue Solstice armor. The appearances of these armors are identical without support of the glows and were reduced to a single set. The green set also matches the wrecked Parade armor, so it was reduced further. Purple Solstice armor, as we announced last week, glows from 2018's and 2019's Solstice of Heroes are being worked on and will be implemented later this year for the legendary armors only. Exotic armor cannot take the appearance of alternate armor, nor can exotic armor be converted into a universal ornament and used on legendary armor, because they want you to be able to just look at someone and know what they're using. Year 1 armor ornaments, these are being worked on and will be implemented later this year. They did say that there was a bug or there was something prohibiting them from actually allowing these items into the game. So I don't know what's going on with that, because Year 1 armor ornaments. Okay, I'm guessing it's the Eververse things, because you have there are armor sets from like the planets that were Year 1 and converted to Year 2. So I'm guessing it's some of the armor sets that are already armors. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I don't know exactly what they're talking about. Known issues. While we continue investigating various known issues, here is a list of the latest issues that were reported in the help forum. The Prestige activity is not rewarding pinnacles as intended. Okay then. Deepstone Crypt no longer awards pinnacle gear, but lists that it does. So DSC, no pinnacle gear. Don't go in there expecting it. It does say so on the director, but it does not give you pinnacle gear. Currently, we have no raid awarding pinnacle gear, which is a design flaw in my opinion. They should just pick a raid and have it award a pinnacle. Like, each raid should award pinnacles at some point. So, like, have DSC this week and then have Last Wish next week, Garden the following week. That, in my opinion, is how it should be done, and that's what a lot of people have shared with me. It's not an original idea. I was just like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. The Titan Guardian Games Contender Plate chest piece does not appear in the preview and appearance customization screens. Guardian Games, this is a bug, remember. Guardian Games crown holograms may remain on players' heads after the conclusion of the event. I wish that was happening with my Warlock, because the white aura really looked awesome. Various Guardian Games quests and bounties may remain in players' inventories after the conclusion of the event. Valor, Glory, and Infamy ranks may not gain progress as expected when completing matches in their respective playlists. Interesting. I wonder if that's... Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah. Your rank ups. Players cannot use Wish Ender's perk Queen's Wrath when poisoned. Interesting. And that's not how it's supposed to work. But guys, if you don't want them to see you through walls, use Thorn. The join command is not functioning properly for players on Steam. The Destination Threader Armor Synthesis bounty incorrectly states to open Blind Well chest to progress the bounty. Players must defeat the Blind Well bosses to complete the bounty. Are people not actually playing Blind Well and then opening the chest? That's kind of funny. So guys, get some damage on those bosses. So remember, if it tells you to open the chest, what you actually need to do is damage the boss. The Battlegrounds activity will not progress the A Sacred Fusion quest. So if you're working on the new fusion rifle, don't do Battlegrounds. The Special Finisher mod can be purchased multiple times from 801. This is unintended, as multiple copies of the mod will have no extra effects. The tutorial for creating an ornament through armor synthesis does not play if a Titan character is the first character to reach the step. Okay, so if you're going to do the armor synthesis quest step, do it on a Warlock or a Hunter first. The tutorial will play upon reaching orbit on a second character. That's funny. It just goes to show Titans don't need to look good, even though mine looks amazing. The decrypted data trove items on ranks 2, 12, and 32 of the season pass of the Splicer okay. The decrypted data trove items on ranks 2, 12, and 32 of the Season of the Splicer season pass can be acquired with a full inventory. Players should ensure that they have the space in their inventory before claiming these ranks, otherwise you may lose them. The 150 synth strand that can be earned from completing the armor synthesis introduction is not sent to the postmaster when players have a full consumables inventory. They posted about this on Twitter. Before you collect synth strand, make sure your inventory is not full. The Reverie Dawn armor set from Season of the Chosen is not showing available shaders when previewing individual armor pieces in the preview and appearance customization screen. So if you want to see what those pieces look like with shaders, do the overall preview so the whole armor set changes. For a full list of emergent issues in Destiny 2, players can review the known issues article on their website. Players who observe other issues should report them to the help forum. It also helps to complain on Reddit. There is focused feedback on Reddit all the time, so go check out the Destiny the Game Reddit. A lot of people ignore it, but that is a good place to give feedback. They hope that we are enjoying the new 6-player offensive, the new story, which I have mixed feelings about so far, and all the sweet, sweet loot. We're getting started and still have Vaulted Glass, weekly expunge missions coming up, and more. Bungie has been super busy supporting the launch, but with the new Splicer tech, they've hacked their sleep schedule and found a bunch of extra playing time to just lie there. So, or that is just lying there. So yeah, they're loving the season so far, and they thank us for playing, and hopefully we'll see us out there. I know a lot of people are complaining about the launch bugs. I mean, I've been playing this since it originally launched, and it is what it is. It's there. I think there's more important things to be angry about. Overall, the season is great. Well, okay. I really like that my weapons are now, like, they have an unsunset older weapons, and I would like them to just remove sunsetting. Because there's a lot of weapons a lot of us haven't really been able to use because they were terrible. The archetypes were trash. And like fusion rifles. And now fusion rifles are good. There's old fusion rifles I have that I would love to try in higher end content, but you know, I guess we're just gonna end up doing patrol zones with them. But our arsenals are getting rebuilt because sunsetting has gone away for any weapons that were not sunset last season and forward. And I love that we no longer have to keep grinding for armor. I'm just looking for better pieces now, and it really makes me mad. I got a really good armor piece early last season before they made the announcement, and it would have bumped up my points, my armor points, but I deleted it because it was going to be sunset last season. And then after I deleted it, I mean, it was really good armor. After I deleted it, they announced they weren't going to do sunsetting. Like, really? We have the new elemental mods that are out. They are in addition to the 6 mods we got last season. So I'm going to work on some elemental builds and see if I can actually make those fun. I'm going to have to think about that this weekend. I kind of played with them a little bit on stream, but it's kind of hard when you're playing with friends, and I didn't want to hold any more people up, and I don't know. I'm really going to have to think about how to make those things work and make them fun. I'm skeptical. I'm not so sure these are going to be fun mods. Charge with light mods are still the best way to go, and that's what all of my armor sets are built off of, except for my war mines. But we have some great artifact mods that we can fold into war mine builds, and we kind of messed with one today and realized arc is the way to go this season. So I need an arc armor set for Warmind. I highly recommend doing an arc build for Warmind this season. So, is there anything else? I think that's it. Yeah. I'm going to be posting some stuff up on YouTube, and we'll do the next TWAB reading next week. You got 2 new weapons. Nice. Guys, what are your thoughts on the new season? The first story was really good, and there's a lot of scannables giving you some great... I like that I didn't have to read lore to you guys. Like, I was able to just scan some things. For those of you who are watching the stream, it was very emotional to end up in the last city where we did. I'm still a little... You know, I think a lot of us are kind of disappointed because it's not that we weren't happy about being in that location. It's because of what that location represents, and we miss it. So if you haven't done it, I'm not going to give it away for the purposes of the TWAB reading. The new weapons are amazing. Yes. And I think that's why I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh my god, I love this season." I think story-wise, after you do that first mission, I wasn't even sure I was done with the quest. I was like, "Wait, am I done with the quest?" And pretty much all it did is it introduced you to the story. The first quest was amazing, and then it throws you into Override, which uh excuse me. Override is a blend of Season of Arrivals and what's the other one? It's a blend of two seasons, but it's basically like the Arrivals public event on Europa. Um, but they've turned it into an activity that you load into. You can't leave the area, or else it'll say, turn back. I don't ask me how I know that. The season made you like a shoddy. Shotguns are great. I have not tested any shotguns yet. I'm still waiting to get a good roll. I'm getting trash rolls on some of these weapons, and um, I really want to try the new perks, but some of the new perks don't really seem. I don't know. I think it depends on the weapon type. It seems like they roll on all the weapons, but like, why is the curated shotgun? Why does it have dragonfly? That's so weird. The gray shoddy right there, future war cult shoddy. The curated roll has dragonfly. It's a slug shotgun, thank God. And when I saw that, I looked at it. I'm like, this better be a slug shotty. And I looked and it was, but it's awkward. If you've been using slug shotties for a while, you're probably aiming for a head, so that works. But it's weird. I don't know, guys. I think what we're gonna do is take that shoddy out next week and play with it in a patrol zone and just. I mean, see, it's mind blowing that I've never seen dragonfly on a shotgun before. The Arrival public event and Vex offensive. You think it's like Vex offensive? No. Vex offensive. Actually, I think it's just a rework of Arrivals because you have to pick up motes. They're cool in pink, whatever, but you go bank them. They have some oracles that you shoot. People think it's just to prepare you for Vault of Glass. It's possible. The artwork is amazing. It's got some cool jumping puzzles. I don't like that there's adjoining allies, though. So if someone else already knows the way and they beat you to the boss fight, you're not going to be able to finish the jumping puzzle. That's a huge mistake that they need to work out. I don't think they should pull anybody. And yeah. Vex Offensive was actually a really cool activity with beautiful scenery, although I got sick of it because like everything Bungie just has you grind something over and over again for few rewards. And I felt like that activity was pretty long considering I don't think we appreciated the weapons at the time, and now I'm starting to appreciate them. Like I broke out Optative the other day and I was like, this is actually a really good hand cannon. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see next week. We'll get some more drip fed content. Hopefully the story is good. I hope the storytelling gets a little bit more fleshed out. But I mean, if this is where we're at though, and I don't know, are the weekly missions actually going to be long enough to make it worth our while? Like, are they going to be interesting enough? And I will say, with the way they did Override, it is an interesting activity. It's not just banking the motes. They have, you bank the motes, you shoot the oracles, you hack it, you go through a portal to get another thingy, which in Arrivals, what you would do is you go find a champion, kill the champion, and he'd drop a sphere, and you'd go bank the sphere for, it basically equaled a ton of motes. That's the ball dupe that we did. We duped the ball to fill it up to 100, if you guys remember that. It's equivalent to the ball. I didn't even think about trying to dupe it. Oh my gosh. Now I have to go into Override and try to dupe the Vex thingy. So that's something we could try to do. It might actually work because even when they fixed the ball duping, we could still dupe the ball. And then, you after that, then after you hack it like 2 or 3 times, then you go down and do a portal. You go through a really, really cool jumping puzzle, and you can get cheats. I'm gonna call them cheats. I'm sorry, you can get hacks where it like has a little walkway, so you can kind of bypass the jumping puzzle part of it, but it's not quite as fun. By upgrading the splicer in the helm. But after the jumping puzzle, you get into the boss arena and you fight. What are those things called? A wyvern. And I don't know why, but the Wyvern tonight just would not get off my butt. For some reason, it liked me. I felt like playing Ana in Overwatch. Like, they just wouldn't stop attacking me. Uh, and it's a decent activity. I think there's some mechanics in the boss fight that make it fun. Definitely. It's one of their better ones, but it's not a menagerie by any measure, and I wouldn't say it's like Vex Offensive. Vex Offensive was actually cool. It just, I think there was something behind that season that just... I think the launch of Shadowkeep really missed the mark for us because the storytelling wasn't there. And so Vex Offensive didn't really make a lot of sense. And then the other thing people are trying to figure out, you guys disagreed with me. You told me I was wrong. And you may be right. When we watched the trailer before the release of the new season, I was like, is this Ikora? That doesn't sound like Ikora's voice actor. Like, something's wrong with her. I don't know if it's processing of the voice, but if it was just voice processing, some of her older voice lines when you go see her would not have changed, and they're different now. And I've found quite a few articles online where a lot of people for gaming publications are questioning whether or not they replaced the voice actress. They asked Bungie, and as of yesterday, they were still awaiting a response. So Bungie just probably... I wish Bungie would just tell us. Like, just let us know if you're replacing the voice actor. Like, the Ana Bray thing was really terrible. As a content creator, I was a little butthurt, and I had to go do some workarounds for my Warmind campaign video. But because old Ana Bray was amazing. And change is hard. I don't think the new voice actress is bad. If it is a new voice actress, I think she's just fine. I don't think Gina Torres is like the greatest actress in the world. I know. Oh my God, Diebeer, but she was in this movie. Yeah, whatever. She's an actress. She's good, but you know, it's not like losing Nathan Fillion, who had just something about him that, of course, even he was replaced well. Like, Nolan North did a great job stepping in as Cade. Actually, if you look at some of the voice actors in Destiny, Nolan North is top notch. We are blessed to have him. Zavala's voice actor, we're incredibly blessed to have him. I mean, the dude keeps coming in and doing voice acting work for Bungie, and he's probably not getting paid as much as he's worth. Osiris's voice actor is amazing. We still have Aldrin's original voice actor. Like, we're lucky to have these people, and I hope we keep them. But if Bungie does replace them, I think Bungie needs to start being transparent about changes like this, because they do shock the community. And it's not like, oh, hey, we have a surprise for you. No, it's like, hey, you need to prepare us for things that are going to upset us. Let us get used to that fact before you drop the new content. They don't know how to deliver bad news to us. So, all right, guys, that's it for the TWAB. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.